Hello, my name is Chris. I'm here to share with you today the 15 Isshinryu upper body basics and talk to you a little bit about the fundamentals of Isshinryu karate. So basically in Isshinryu, I'm going to start with the fundamentals. Isshinryu has a few fundamentals that are staples in Isshinryu, and there's a few differences that set them apart, that set Isshinryu apart from other styles of karate. The first one I'm going to mention is the vertical fist with the thumb on top. Most of our punching is done like that, and it doesn't have to be completely vertical. It could be corkscrewed a little bit if you're going high, but generally speaking, it's vertical to the body, and the thumb on top creates an extra bit of pressure and tightness. It makes the wrist a little bit more solid, and it presses on the other four fingers, creating a lot of tension in the wrist. You can try this yourself as an experiment. Put your thumb like a normal fist, and then put your thumb on top and squeeze both and see the difference. You'll see the thumb on top actually does have a lot of pressure, which creates a harder punch. So it just creates a harder weapon. It really locks your wrist really tight, and that kind of helps to protect your wrist too. We're not punching with boxing gloves, so we're not bare knuckle. I mean, we are bare knuckle in a street fight, and karate trains you for being prepared for a street attack, right? So we want to do things a little differently than a boxer with wraps and gloves on would do, right? So that's one of the reasons. That's the main reason we punch vertically with the thumb on top. The vertical part, though, is because we believe in Isshinryu that the vertical punches are a bit faster than corkscrewing. Now, there's nothing wrong with corkscrewing, in all honesty, but vertical fist, the theory is, right, so your elbows are in, and your punches just come out a little faster. So if I have to corkscrew them, there's a chance my elbow can bend this way, can kind of flare out, right? And when your elbow flares out, that kind of makes it a weaker punch. And if I have to corkscrew my reverse punch, right, basically that's a long distance to travel. Whereas if I keep the elbows in and just punch vertical, this is all I have to travel versus, So we don't train like in other karate styles where they're punching from, way back here, we're not really doing that kind of stuff. We're more just so we are tight, our stance, shoulder width apart, the feet are shoulder width apart, and let me point the camera down so you can kind of see my feet. Right, so Seishan stance, we call this. Right, so whenever you see me doing my upper body basics, I am going to be moving in that stance for the majority of the basics. And for pretty much the majority of a lot of the other techniques later on in Isshinryu, a lot of that is seisson stance, right? So shoulder width apart, and your feet are pointed straight ahead, and you're always, it's a very boxed in. It's not really too much like, you know, like this kind of stuff, you know. It's not like bladed, it's more or less straight on. So it's not like Western boxing, it's more like Muay Thai, you know what I mean? And the feet are more close together. There's not really any long stances in Isshinryu. So those are some of the stances. So that's, we do have other stances in Isshinryu. You know, we have Seiyuchin stance, Kibidachi. We have a few other stances, obviously, but that is, the seisson stance is our main stance, right? We have, you know, obviously we have cat stance. We have, goodness, we have a lot of different stances actually, but that seisson stance is our main stance. All right, so seisson stance, we got that covered. We got the vertical fist covered. Now, what else? What else? Let's see here. Targets, right? So our main targets in Isshinryu are anywhere from the head straight down to the groin. And that also includes the kidneys, liver, your solar plexus, the groin, the bladder, the throat, right? You know, the carotid arteries, the windpipe, whatever. The nose. A lot of our back fists are to break the nose. Goodness, yeah. So, like I said, from here down, you know, obviously anywhere you can get on the head is good. You know, the temples, the jaw. But you know, from here down, that's the target. Just like how any other solid self-defense style would aim their shots, you know, the vital areas, right? So there's some striking to pressure points, like if someone's grabbing you, like maybe it's like somebody has just like grabbed your arm, and you want to loosen their grip, you can hit their forearm, the inside, and make it loosen up. I mean, there's the techniques where you could even hit, like, there's a part of like inside of the bicep where you can hit, but I'm not going to get into those right now. I don't really mess around too much with that stuff. There's better techniques for you than, you know, hitting pressure points on the arms and all that. But there are some good benefits every now and then, just to loosen someone's grip and then quickly, you know, do another technique from there, hitting their vital areas after you loosen their grip, you know. But we're going to talk about the basics today. We're just talking about the fundamentals, right, of Isshinryu karate. Now, a lot of times you see when we do a technique, like, you know, we retract. That's the cover of the body. So we're snappy, you know. We're snappy, and we execute the technique and we retract it back. And that's to cover the body, right? Protect your ribs, you know, because they're gonna go for the body. Because what's open right now? My body. So after I hit, I cover, hit, cover, right? Same thing they teach you, you know, in like boxing. You know, so you want to cover. You want to covering your vital areas. You want to protect your vital areas as well as attack theirs. All right, so I'm going to go over well, let me think. Is there any more fundamentals I want to talk about right now? We got the fist, blocks. For all our blocks in Isshinryu, we're going to use the outside of the forearm here for a down block, right? For a middle block, right? For a rising block, we're going to use the outsides of the forearms where the muscle, the meat of the arms are, because a lot of styles they'll block bone on bone, you know. They'll block with the bone. They'll do like that, right? But in Isshinryu, we want to block with the meat of the arms, right? We want to block with the meat of the arms because it'll be safer to absorb impact there. And all your blocks in Isshinryu are also considered strikes, right? So you can double strike, you know what I mean? You can literally strike at the same time you block, right? Yeah, so, all right, let's get to it. Again, oh, by the way, this is like your ready stance. This is called kibadachi, all right? So your hands, vertical fists, at your waist. So this is just a ready position. So in the street, right, you're talking to somebody and they just attack you, right? They're just coming up to you. Well, you know they're coming up to attack you. So Isshinryu is just designed to, you know, really quickly react from a basic stance, right? Normally, if you have time to put your hands up, then you would, right? So we practice our basics from a position of, oh, all of a sudden, bam, we got to attack. That's why our hands are down here and not up here when we're practicing our basics. So that's a good point. It's definitely a good point to know, because I would never enter a fight saying, come on, let's go, let's fight. First of all, I don't pick fights, you know, but and we should not pick fights in karate. But so if you're wondering why the hands are on the hips, it's just to resemble, like, you know, they're like at your side or at your belt or in your pocket, you know, whatever. By the way, probably not a good idea to have your hand in your pocket unless you're going to pull out a weapon to defend yourself, because it actually looks suspicious, number one, if your hands are in your pockets. Yeah, and number two, unless you're going to grab a weapon to defend yourself, there's really no reason to have your hands in your pockets, because now it's going to take you longer to get them out of your pockets, especially if you have a bunch of stuff in your pockets. See how my feet are swinging like that? In Seisan stance, you swing it, like you come in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, right? That is how we do Seisan stance. And that kind of motion, it'll take you off center a little bit and then let you come back on center for an attack. Off center so you can parry or block and then attack, right? So that has a purpose. And you also draw a little bit more power like that versus just stepping forward like a robot, you know. So you want to, like, you know, draw your power with that Seisan stance. Anyway, so, and your feet grip the ground. I'll explain more about stances and footwork in a different video. We're just doing the basics today. Alright, basic number one. I'm going to step forward with the right foot, punch with the right hand. You just do the same on the other side. Basic number two. We're going to step forward with the right foot. We're going to punch. We're going to uppercut with the right hand. Same thing on the other side. Alright? Basic number three. We're going to step forward with the right, punch with the left. reverse punch to the solar plexus. All our punches so far have been to the solar plexus. Other side. Very good. You do on one side, you should always try and do on the other side. Number 4, step forward with the right. Seisan, remember, Seisan stance. Step forward with the right, uppercut with the left. Same thing on the other side. Alright? These uppercuts are aimed at the jaw or the chin. I want to try to crack them hard, breaking the jaw. Okay? One more time. Number 4, now step forward, right, uppercut, left. Same thing on the other side. Alright? And number 5, do 5 now. Number 5, you are going to step back, down block, punch. Step back, down block, remember with the meat of the arm, punch. Okay. That was number 5. Going in, and again, punches to the solar plexus on number 5. Now, number 6 is going to be step back with the right foot, middle block. Remember, again, all our blocks are with the meat of the arm, not the bone. They're with the meat. So my fist still looks vertical for you. It's not out. It's not like this. I'm not blocking with the bone. I'm blocking with the meat. So middle block, punch. Step back, middle block, punch. All right. So one more time. Number 6. All right. Again, punches are to the solar plexus. We're going to do number 7. Number 7. You're going to step back with the right foot again. Left hand is, this is a block, and you are grabbing the arm. You could grab the arm and pull them into your Nikite, which is a spear hand, and you want to aim it to the solar plexus. Right? Alright, so block, grab, pull them into your Nikite strike. Alright? Spear hand strike. Right into the solar plexus. One more time. Very good. All right, basic number 8. We're going to step back. We're going to open hand block. And then you could pull the arm down, right? Pull him down. You're pulling his arm down into an uppercut. So you can uppercut the chin or jaw, right? You're here, he's punching you here to the head, right? You're blocking it, and you can pull. Most schools don't teach that, but you know what? Why the heck not? Step back, block, uppercut. Step back, block, pull, uppercut. Alright? So here we go. Full speed. Alright, beautiful job, everybody. Number 9. Number 9 is step back. Close-fisted rising block, right? Blocking with the meat of the arm. And we are going to straight punch the solar plexus. Step back, high block, punch. It's a lunge punch. All these punches are lunge punches, right? So, because we're stepping back to create a little distance for ourselves so we have enough leverage, you know, blocking the end of their arm, right? And then you can either shuffle step into it, you know, I'm giving you real life practical applications of these basics here. Or you can, if you can't reach, just lunge forward a little bit, right? Isshinryu punches are also referred to by some as lunge punches. Notice how I kind of turn my body into it. Why the heck not? It pushes the fist out further, because if you just punch here, you might not reach, but if you lunge in, you probably reach. Right? You know, solar plexus, I hope it's in the middle of the chest, right? In the middle of your chest, and it is kind of down below. It's that little soft spot, right? Right in the middle of your chest and your belly. Kind of where they meet right here in the middle. Little soft spot. Hit that hard enough, it'll knock the wind out of them. Alright? It's a prime target. And the top two knuckles, always. That's another thing I forgot to mention. The top two knuckles in Isshinryu is what you're punching with. So you want to drive those top two knuckles, and it's a perfect fit right in their solar plexus. It's like it fits like a puzzle piece. So that's where you want the impact. Okay, so we did number 9. Now we are going to do number 10. Now for number 10, I'm going to step forward. This could be a rising block, back fist, breaking the nose, punch to the solar plexus. Or it could be an elbow strike, back fist, punch to the solar plexus. It's over your cup of tea. It serves as either or. I sort of practice it with both applications in mind, and yeah, I suggest you do the same because it's a beautiful technique for both applications. So that was number 10, and now we're going to go on to number 11. Number 11. Going to step forward, left foot forward, going to down block, 5 punches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, step forward, down block, 5 punches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So that was number 11. It's just a basic down block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you could do it how I did it. Down block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either way is fine. Rapid fire, rapid fire. I like to keep it fired and rapidly in the street in real life. Believe me, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to shoot them out like a machine gun. Alright? But sometimes when people practice in the dojo, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However you feel comfortable, you can start out doing it like that, and then once you build the wind, then you can do it rapid fire. Alright, number 12, almost the same technique, except the only difference is instead of a down block, it's going to be a middle block. Middle block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Middle block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, back to the beginning. And here we go. number 12. Now, number 13, when we step forward with the left foot, we are going to do a shuto or a knife hand block. This could block a punch up here, or it could block a kick down here, right? Or it could be a strike, a ridge hand strike to the neck, or it could be a shuto strike to the neck, right? I like to practice it as a strike to shuto to the neck, or a block to a punch. But it could definitely be a block, blocking a kick, or kind of like block, catch, scooping it out of the way kind of a deal. So this has multiple applications, right? So it's going to be boom, boom, okay? All right, so shuto, 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 shuto. So it's going to be shuto block, shuto strike to the carotid artery, right? Striking the carotid artery. It cuts off blood flow to the brain. It could be a knockout, especially done hard enough, right? Could definitely be a knockout. So, plus, you got this, even though we block with our muscles, we can definitely hit with our bones if we want. This knife hand could turn into a bone strike to the neck if you're closer in. And you could really chop down with the bone here to the neck if you really want to guarantee or increase your likelihood of knocking the person out. So here we go. Ready? Shuto, 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 shuto. One more time, a little faster. Okay, beautiful. Good job, everybody. That was number 13. Now, number 14. Number 14 is just, we are going to step forward. Same thing, stays on. Going to parry block. We're going to really push their arm. Normally a parry, you don't have to parry this far. Like you could just parry like this. But with this particular parry, we're really going to emphasize the scooping it over. We're really pushing it over, in other words. So we're pushing it over. That way we can load this up and roundhouse punch them with these top two knuckles into their solar plexus. All right? And then roundhouse punch them again in the kidneys. Okay? So here we go. Number 13. Parry, roundhouse punch, roundhouse punch. Parry, roundhouse punch, roundhouse punch. Full speed. Beautiful job, everybody. Good job. Now, last technique. This is going to be a cat stance. If you don't know what cat stance looks like, I'm going to show you the stance first. You want to do one of these maneuvers like this, okay? Your heel should be lined up with your other heel, okay? Ball your foot only about 10% of your weight on the ball of your front foot, and the other 90% of your body weight is going to be on your back foot, okay? On your back foot. So, just like this. Yeah. So right here, I'm going to show you. I'm stepping back into a cat stance, right? Okay? And if you could see, hey, let me move the camera. Just want you to look at my legs real quick. Stepping back, and I'm putting the foot up. 10% of the weight on my front foot, with my front toes on the ball of my front foot, and the other 90% on the back foot, okay? So usually when people do this, they step back into a cat stance, right? They step back into a cat stance. All right, so that's what we're doing right now. We are stepping back. It's a way, it's a good stance for if you feel like you're going to be falling off balance, you kind of catch yourself a little bit. But for this technique, this stance itself has some good fighting application. I'm going to show you why. So, basic number 15. I don't want to hit anything back there. Basic number 15. I'm going to step back. This is called kumai, guard. Right? This is a guard. And I'm going to elbow strike. This is if somebody's bear hugging me, right? Oh, I'm being bear hugged. Boom. Break their grip. You're shooting your hip into them. You're literally shooting your ass, boom, into the opponent. Stepping back, you could step on their feet. You can headbutt if you want to. So it's elbowing them right in the solar plexus, guarding here for the opponent in front of you. You could, now when you're ready to block this way, whatever. Block and then counter, you know. So this is a good stance if somebody has you off balance or if somebody's bear hugging you. Okay? So, one more time, basic number 15. Make sure you look behind at your opponent when you're doing it. But if you have somebody up here, well, you got to look up here too. Yeah. So that's your Isshinryu basics, 1 through 15. Make sure I covered everything here. With that, now just remember to really, I'm going to show you this one from the side. Alright, you could guard high, you could guard this way, because you're guarding somebody out there, somebody in front of you. This is for like somebody grabbing you and there's another guy coming here. You want your guard here or whatever, middle or high is fine. And then you're hitting the guy in the other guy who's grabbing you in the solar plexus. Right? So really just one shot of that should take care of it. But we're practicing everything that we do on one side, we do on the other side. I'm a firm believer in that. But the technique, the first one you do should be your right foot back. All right. So, and really emphasize the hips. All right. So let me show you one more time. Because snapping your hips back like that, what that does is it loosens his grip on you if he's bear hugging you, right? Great technique. All these are really, really valuable techniques for the common man, the person who wants to just defend themselves, or common man or lady who wants to be able to have some practical, high percentage self-defense maneuvers that they can use. Now, these are just basic techniques by themselves, right? So in this video, I'm not covering any of the other parts of Isshinryu, like the katas or sparring or anything like that. But in future videos, I definitely will. I believe there's a lot of merit to sparring. I used to spar a lot in the old days. Yeah, a lot of tournaments and stuff like that. Now, here's the funny thing about that is, let me just come up closer to the webcam here. You could be a great, karate fighter, right? But if you don't have techniques like I just showed you, these self-defense techniques, and these aren't the only ones by far. There's thousands of self-defense techniques, thousands of styles, whatever, you know. But if you don't have some basic knowledge of how to defend yourself in a real fight, right? In a real fight where there's no referee, there's no points, there's no judges, there's no rules. It's just survival of the fittest. You have to be fit for that kind of fight, and that's the main idea. That's what karate has been trying to teach people all along, is that they need to be able to defend themselves in a real life scenario. But on the other hand, sparring has merit because it conditions you to get used to just the act of fighting, right? You know, you got to be careful not to train bad habits and then take that out into the real world, God forbid. So you want to train equal. I think the way to do it, honestly, is you want to spar like almost equal amount of time that you practice your regular self-defense karate, right? Your kata, your bunkai, your self-defense techniques and all that. So the sparring will give you that kind of like the courage to fight another person, like the feeling and the conditioning, and it builds your wind, your cardio. You know what I mean? Like put it this way, you know, you take a guy like that does MMA or UFC. I don't care who they are; they're gonna really kick ass in a street fight because they're just so good and conditioned. Their body's just so, they might not have all the street fighting techniques, you know, the way old school martial artists, the traditional martial artists would, but they're phenomenal athletes, and they still punch and kick and submit people, right, and wrestle and takedowns and all. I mean, that's like a huge chunk of the reality of fighting right there, you know. So yeah, you know, train your dirty stuff, which is your self-defense stuff, about equal amount of how much you spar. That's how I used to do it in the old days. Right now, you know, I just train solo. I'm going hermit mode. I'm making YouTube videos right now for fun. I'm training in a program called Heritage Martial Arts by Father Mitch. His name's Robert Mitchell, and it's about it's about learning the life ways and fighting style of rough and tumble, and the life ways of the early frontier fighters, the frontiersmen, and natives alike, Native Americans alike. And it's really cool. I love it. It appeals to me. Now I'm teaching you guys karate today because I love karate as well. It's my foundation. It's my base art, you know. So I love a lot of different martial arts. I'm not just limited to one style, you know. I kind of have that Bruce Lee attitude towards martial arts where, you know, it's great to have a solid base in something, but it's good to branch out and learn other things and then bring those other things to your original style, or bring your original style into those other things. And that's how human beings evolve and grow and transcend and all that beautiful stuff. You know, it's a beautiful world. People have invented so many awesome ideas and concepts and theories and inventions, and it's just, humanity is pretty impressive. You know, we're made in the image of God, the Imago Dei. I believe that. You know, and we really the human race has come a very long way. So don't limit yourself. Always learn all you can. Try to master at least one system, and then learn others. That's my recommendation for you guys. All right, so thanks for watching. I hope you guys benefited from this video, and if you like it, please leave a comment below and let me know what you want to see more of, and yeah, I look forward to answering any questions and making more videos soon in the future. All right, thank you and God bless. Us.